journaling time.
Yeah, what's up, party people? It's Alex and Alex. Let me get some music playing. All right, we already got people showing up. This is good. Well, our YouTube family's in the house tonight. I think the notification on Facebook might have been a little delayed. What's up, YouTubers? How's everyone
Yeah.
doing out there? Let me go ahead and get our little ticker going. We got to get away so you can see the chat, Alex, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of buttons to push for one person. All right, if you're just joining us, say what's up in the chat. Let us know who's here. All right. Melissa's in the house. What's up, Melissa?
Hello.
Melissa and I were jamming out on Monday on the Zoom session, being productive and stuff. Okay, yeah, Jessica's saying Facebook was a little delayed. All good, all good. Give everybody a couple minutes. What's up, Jessica? Nidra's here.
Yeah.
Katie's here. Jody's here. What's up, Jody? Let us know if you're new so we can explain what goes down in Journal Party Live. You filled that journal? Yeah, nice. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, that's awesome. We actually just launched a new challenge, the Fill Your Journal Challenge. So it's an extension of the 7-day challenge. We actually go for 3 weeks to really lock it in. I made a whole bunch of guided journaling videos for that, so I think you're going to love it. We're trying to fill that journal. That's what we specialize in here. What's up, Susan? Misty's back. Okay, Jody says last week was the first time, so you're back. Welcome back.
Thank you, Jody. Welcome back.
Jessica's here. Couldn't wait to be here, though. I'm finishing the last few pages of my journal and be able to start a new one. Nice. Carolyn's new. Welcome,
Hi,
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Everyone say hello to Carolyn. And Carolyn, I'll explain what we're doing. So this is Journal Party Live. And right there on the screen with me is my beautiful wife, and we are going to guide you through a guided journaling experience this evening. So what you're looking at on your screen right now is the Journal Party Guided Journaling app. If you don't have it, you can download it from either app store, scanning that QR code, or you can visit app.journalparty.com at any time, and it'll launch our little guided journaling platform. That said, you don't need it for this evening because I will be streaming it for everyone. And Alex and I are going to be taking turns reading the prompts. And tonight's program is called Embracing the Unknown. So, it's dawned on me how much uncertainty is just an unavoidable part of our lives. And so, when we resist the unknown, it causes us unnecessary suffering. And that said, there's a lot of feelings around uncertainty and the unknown. So we're going to dig into that a little bit, try to find some ways to embrace it, like the title suggests. And from there, we can find ways to get excited about it. We can find ways to increase our creativity, because oftentimes in that unknown, when we're experiencing something novel, our brain will make all sorts of new connections that it's not used to making. So the unknown can be a beautiful thing if you learn to embrace it. So tonight we've got 10 prompts for you. I see we got some more people showing up. What's up, Mary? Shelly. Oh, Shelly, what's up?
Hi, Mom.
That's Alex's mom. But yeah, so tonight we're going to be going through 10 prompts. We're going to take about 3 minutes per prompt. Welcome, Brenda. And
kinda?
It's going to be a pretty relaxing and chill experience. I think when you see the prompt, the best thing you can do is to just start writing. That's kind of our mantra here. And if you're having trouble finding the perfect answer for the prompt, little trick that I do is I just actually start writing the prompt, and just the act of getting my pen in motion will often keep it in motion. And from there, some deeper insights start to emerge. That said, this be nice to yourself. There's no wrong way to do it. That's another thing that we like to say here, because there isn't. This is your time, this is your space, it's your journal. Feel free to answer the prompts in it. If you want to doodle in it, you can do that too. This doesn't have to be this big thing. We're not going to grade your work. We're not going to force you to read what you wrote or anything like that. That said, at the end of this, what we typically do is we all take a look at what we've written, and if you have any insights that you want to share with the group, then that would be a good time to do that. And in addition to sharing insights, as we get to know each other, it's awesome to hear about everyone's life updates, things that you guys are celebrating. We love to celebrate with you. And of course, if there's anything that you need support in, we're all a loving and supportive family at this point. So I think it's going to be a nice, shouldn't be too difficult this evening's program, but whether or not it's difficult, I think try to be brave in your journals. Try to be courageous. I think from that point of courageousness is where things will really open up to you. And of course, if anything ever gets too heavy for you, hopefully things won't get too heavy in this one, but whenever we touch like mental health adjacent stuff, there's the potential for things to rub up against the things that you're resisting, the things that bring you difficulty. And for that, we just want to disclaim that Alex nor I are mental health professionals. We love to journal, and we're connected to some really great advisors who are mental health professionals. But that said, we can't be your therapists on here, and so feel free to share. We'll be here to support you as friends. But if there's ever anything that is particularly difficult for you, I think the best advice would be to earmark it, circle it, highlight it, fold the page, whatever you want to do, and then bring it to somebody who is qualified to really help you work through that. And I think that Journal Party really was born out of the work that I was doing with my own therapist. And so I know firsthand how working with a counselor in addition to this work can really be super powerful. So highly recommend it. That said, tonight should be okay. I mean, again though, be bold, be brave. And let's see, we got some more people hopping on. Sherry says we're on the big screen. That's great, because Alex and I were both once trying to be actors, and though we never really made it to the big screen, I think we made it tonight. So that's good news for us. Let's see. Gem for Life says, yay, I was on the app. I wanted to say hi. First time jumping on. Awesome. Well, welcome to you. Tina says, hey, from Cincinnati. We got Brenda from Pennsylvania. Awesome. San Antonio's in the house. Oh, talk to Lisa from Alaska.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Wow. All right. So lots of people joining us. I see we got some new folks in the house. I think this is going to be a good one. So Alex, you said you wanted to do the odd ones, right?
Yes, I'll start us off.
All right, cool. So I'm going to hit the, well, you can't see it on the screen because we got a little ticker there, but I'm going to hit this start now button. It's going to count us down, and my wife will read the odd ones. I'll read the even ones, and then at the end, we'll all hang out and enjoy. Let us know if you need any help along the way. You ready, Alex?
Yes, let's go.
All right, let's do it. Counting down. Do the Wayne's World thing.
Mm-hmm. Uncertainty emotions. What emotions arise when you think about uncertainty?
Positive unknowns. Describe a time when embracing uncertainty led to positive outcomes.
Sorry, it was lagging for a sec. Your usual reaction. How do you typically respond to unexpected situations?
All right, your next prompt, tolerating the unknown. Where in your life could you benefit from tolerating uncertainty?
Current question marks. Write about a current uncertainty you are facing.
All right. I have a lot of current question marks. Talk about that later. Fear in the future. List some fears you have about the future. How can you address them?
Opportunity in chaos. How can uncertainty open the door to new opportunities?
Next prompt, step by step. What small steps can you take to become more comfortable with the unknown? Small step.
Lessons from uncertainty. Reflect on a lesson you've learned from navigating uncertain times.
Trust the process. In what ways can you cultivate trust in the process? All right. Go ahead and finish up that thought. Take a deep breath, a nice good stretch if you need it. Ah, let me know how you did in the chat. Alex, how'd you do?
This was actually wonderful. I am not the biggest fan of uncertainty, and I've always found comfort in knowing as much as possible beforehand. But at the end of the day, that usually leads to me being more anxious about a situation. And the more I just kind of embrace things as they are, yeah, I could really benefit from that. So this was actually eye-opening for me, and I feel like I made a lot of great revelations. How about you?
Oh, that's good. I did really well as well. I mean, as you know, we're currently up against quite a bit of uncertainty. We've got this mega uh, retaining wall demolition project that's been kind of foisted on us. We've got, we don't know when that's going to happen, how long it's going to take, what it's going to cost, and if it's going to, affect the timeline of when we can sell our house and move. We don't know where we want to live. We don't know if we're going to have kids. We just got married. There's so much uncertainty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like the big takeaway for me was really just in the last prompt in trusting the process. I think what's really nice, especially with a practice like journaling, is that you can document that experience the whole way through, and I think that it serves me to be able to go back and take a look at that progress and really look at the journey from an outside perspective. It's when you're in it, it's like, I mean, what was the first prompt, or one of the first prompts was like, how do you even react when uncertainty comes up? And for me, it's often jarring. It's often this, I get on guard. I get kind of that fight or flight mode, but I'm ready to fight usually, and I don't like to be that way. I was thinking, I would love to be more relaxed. I would love to take things more easily as they come to me. And well, I think really the only way to do that is to have some trust in that process, knowing, okay, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been through a lot, and there's certainly going to be a lot more that comes up. But I mean, if I look at my track record, it's pretty good, and I think that if as long as I'm showing up with a good heart and good intentions, I don't think this big world, even in all its uncertainty and all its mysteries, I don't think it's ever done me really wrong. Like, if I mean, there's certainly times when it's gone a lot differently than I would have initially hoped or maybe expected. But when I cut that judgment, I think that it's actually a really awesome ride that I've been blessed with. And so I'm going to try to lean into that a little more because, yeah, I mean, this uncertainty, it's going to keep popping up no matter what. I mean, that's the nature of life, is that it's just, new things are constantly being created, and, new circumstances, new situations that we have to encounter. And I think that, really where the discomfort comes for me is just in attachment, wanting things to be a certain way, or needing to know how they're going to be, like needing to know what that outcome is. And I think that just having a little bit of trust, I think that was the big theme, and it was nicely wrapped up with that last prompt for me. So yeah, pretty good insights on this one. I had the other thing that I was thinking about is that with uncertainty, there's even though there's stuff that you don't know, there's a lot of unknown there. There's also a lot more potential. When you know everything or you know what's going to happen, it's easy to predict, and there's like a lot of comfort in that. But the potential's gone. I mean, exactly what's going to happen. There's only a few ways things can go. And actually, lately, as I get older, I'll catch myself kind of mourning my youth a little bit, thinking like, oh, when I was 25 in Hollywood, there were so many different possibilities. But really, those possibilities only existed in the uncertainty that, because I had, more energy and more years in my 20s there, right? But, not that I'm hoping for the same things at all, but I guess it's just, it's a nice thing that potential actually comes with that uncertainty, because that's something that I really love. I love the idea of having a tremendous potential, and hopefully making the most of that. And so hopefully articulated that the way I was thinking about it. But it's kind of a silver lining if uncertainty is being viewed negatively at all. So anyway, let's see what we got in the comments section. What's the peanut gallery got to say? All right, we got Nancy says, this has been perfect for me tonight. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Tina says, I like your light green hoodie. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was feeling colorful today.
I do too. In person, you look extra handsome. Just think.
Thanks, babe. Talk to Lisa says, I realized the process I've made around uncertainty in my life. In the past, I may have freaked out about uncertainties, but now the possibilities and what becomes available to me are more exciting. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at. There's just potential for good stuff to happen, and if you get too attached to how you think things ought to go, then often I find that the universe surprises us with something even better.
Absolutely.
Tina agrees. Deidre says, as I have gotten older, I like the growth in understanding the things change and allow myself to experience the emotions from fear to acceptance. Yeah, and that's quite a sliding scale, isn't it? From fear to acceptance. And I think ultimately, I mean, I kind of think about things on like a spectrum of emotions. I mean, there's obviously, a million different ways you could categorize a certain emotion, but that's kind of the spectrum, right? Like the fear-based stuff versus like what's ultimately just accepting what is and embracing it and finding some peace in that. And so I think, the key word that I'm seeing in your comment is allow myself. That's actually how I write out my affirmations and my goal statements is just that I allow myself XYZ, right? Because I think I've always been taught to write your goals in the now, phrase them in the now as if they're already here. And maybe that's like using the secret or law of attraction kind of trick of the trade or whatever. But I find that, when it's not actually here, then sometimes I feel like I'm lying to myself. Whereas if I phrase it as I allow this, goal or whatever, this outcome, then it's less about like the evidence that I'm seeing it here and more about, am I going to get in the way of it, or am I going to allow this to show up? And I think it's easier to affirm, like, yeah, I will allow that to happen. And I mean, same thing for even, not even just goals, but like difficult emotions. I think that, what do they say? Feel your feelings. And it's a very, very difficult thing to do. But when you allow those feelings to come up, even the worst ones, even the things that you're resisting the most, like, yeah, I feel them in my belly. Like, I don't know about you, Alex, but whenever I try to feel my feelings, like the difficult emotions, it's like, it's pain. It's not great, but the more that I allow it, eventually it dissipates. And I think that it's maybe a natural tendency for those sorts of energies to want to move through you. But maybe that pain is actually the resistance. Like, no, I don't want to, it to be that way. So yeah, I don't
And
know. That's my experience.
that's very be the buffalo of you, embracing the hardships, and you're going to get through it sooner and you're going to be able to come out on the other side. So yeah, it's not.
Oh yeah, for the uninitiated, what can you tell our newbies what be the
Oh
buffalo
yes,
means?
yes, and my mom is here as well. So my mom is who shared this with me, but the first female chief of the Cherokee Nation was a woman named Wilma Mankiller, and she's still here and she's still alive. But she just has this great story about, when there's a big storm coming or there's lots of hurdles coming, buffalo will run through the storm and get through it faster, whereas like the cattle will run the opposite way. So we say be the buffalo in our family, and being the buffalo is confronting those hardships, dealing with those emotions, and the sooner you're able to kind of trudge through that, you come out on the other side, and it's very healing. And I love it, and I tell everyone and share it with everyone because it's so powerful and it's so true.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a cool mantra to have too.
Yes,
I
be the
like your idea
buffalo.
of getting that as a tat. Be the
Yes,
buffalo.
I am going to.
Nahal, what's up? Nahal says, I'm really going to trust the process. After teaching literature and crowing, what's crowing? For 24 years, my college has asked me to develop and teach some law courses. It's scary,
Amazing.
but beyond exciting. P.S. I have a law degree. I remember because you shared that big win with us on a previous Journal Party Live. So congrats again. And that's awesome that you're actually getting to apply it. What a cool thing. Awesome.
Congrats, that's so amazing.
Oh, she said, I meant writing.
Oh.
Nice. Sandy says, I embraced uncertainty when I traveled abroad to places I had never traveled for 4 months, 27 years ago. Everyone chastised me for going, but it was the highlight of my life and don't regret anything other than not having more money. Well, that's awesome. I can resonate with that one. I think maybe one of my fondest memories is when I was in 2008, I had enough of living in an abandoned gated community in Orlando where everyone around me had their houses foreclosed on. And I had just graduated college and I had just left a band that I was trying to make it with. And I was like, you know what? I got to get out of here. I got to go somewhere new where things are uncertain and exciting. And really just threw everything in my car, drove straight to LA, only stopping to sleep. And what a sliding doors moment. Yeah, first off, it was the one of the most exciting times of my life, just experiencing all these new things and doing something for me. That was really, I think, maybe why I was enjoying it. It was like maybe the first time I really took a big risk for myself. And yeah, of course, it paid off. I mean, I've had such an adventure out here, and eventually met the love of my life. So now I've got a happy life, and we can't wait to leave LA now. So
I know, yeah.
we'll see where it takes us. But yeah, that's an uncertainty that I'm eager to embrace. And yeah, Sandy, awesome share. That's a cool thing. And people chastising you for stuff like that. I mean, it sounds like you handled it pretty well. But I mean, usually when people are catch wind of you growing, don't be surprised when they have a hard time with it. And it's just because, for some reason, you staying where you are gives them permission to, stay where they are inside of their comfort zone. I think at least that's the way I've tended to experience that sort of reaction from others. And you know what? It's I think that we just got to give those folks a little bit of grace, because odds are we've probably done the same thing with other people as well in our lives. So
Mhm.
anyway, yeah, thanks for that share, Sandy. Appreciate it. Dee says, I like the hair change, man, Alex. Well, I think I guess I got a haircut like last week, right? I don't know. same thing. It's just wild, Well, how about this for uncertainty? You won't know which way I'm going to part it next time. No one cares.
Yeah.
Melissa says, I'm a cautious, overanalyzing to the point of paralysis type of person naturally. I can relate. I think that cultivating trust requires patience and grace for both time and accepting I can fail and get back up. Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. I mean, I think ultimately it's just, you can judge things as positive or negative, and that's your prerogative. But I think that the enlightened thing to do would be to see everything as opportunity and growth. Even failure, right? If you all the wisest people say there's no such thing, because if you learned something, it was a success. And even folks like Edison had to fail, what is it, like thousands of times to make the light bulb before one finally lit up, and now we remember him. And so yeah, I think with that said, analysis, the analysis by paralysis is like a tough thing. I think obviously there's a certain degree of preparation that is necessary for certain things, especially things that you care about, and you do have some opportunity to control the outcome. And if that's an outcome that you have an interest in controlling, yeah, you gotta prepare. But then I think at a certain point it's like, trust that you did the work and show up. I think they tell that to folks in the military. It's like, look, the stuff's going to hit the fan, and it's going to be unexpected, and it's going to surprise you out of the blue. But you take a deep breath and you trust that you did the work. You trained day in and day out for this moment. And it doesn't have to be the military, obviously, but I think that goes for anything. I mean, Alex, you probably remember that sort of teaching from your days in theater, right? Like when you had to remember your blocking, and you had to remember all your lines and be off book and stuff like that. It's scary. Like all you want to do is grab that page, but it's not until you trust yourself. It's like, nah, I know the words. I know where I'm supposed to be.
100%,
And
yeah.
you fall a few times, you get corrected a few times, perhaps, but eventually you have to have that trust and take that leap of faith and let go of the over analysis to eventually just show up in the present moment. So yeah, awesome, Melissa, cool share. Nahal says, I am really trusting the process after 24 years of teaching writing and literature. My college asked me to develop and teach some law courses. Oh, we got that share. Awesome. Sandy said, well said. And I still have my travel journal from that time. Nice. Yes, that's awesome.
Oh, that's so great.
Alex and I, when we were on our honeymoon, were dreaming up a little travel journal program. So be on the lookout for that one, and let us know if you have any ideas. I wish I was better traveled. Unfortunately, I don't have that much experience, like specifically travel journaling, other than I do bring my journal every time I go. But I'm interested in hearing from any folks who have a specific travel journal. Alex, actually, you bought me one that I have, and I've written in it like twice because I guess we got to travel a little bit more. But what kind of
Um,
stuff will we want to put in there?
I don't know, but I do think travel journaling is so important. I mean, I years ago went to Thailand by myself to an elephant sanctuary and had this incredible experience. And I have my photos and videos to reflect on, but I wasn't journaling at the time. And so now thinking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I had, written down everything I was experiencing because it's so powerful. And I do love being able to reflect back on where you were at and the things you experienced and the changes you endured. And I don't know, I think that's amazing. So Sandy, very, very cool that you have that travel journal and hold on to that for life.
Yeah, well, especially because I think you know travel has so much potential to like be perspective shifting or changing, right? Like oftentimes when we're traveling, we're either I mean, I guess you could be on vacation or whatever, but like in our circumstance, like we just got back from a honeymoon, and like our whole lives are just like in flux and changing. So what a cool moment to document. I managed to save some of our hotel keys and some of the little vouchers and things and all that. So I actually have some physical stuff that I can tuck into our little travel journal. I guess we could have we do a shared one, or it's kind of nice to have your own thing. I think it's nice to be able to
Yeah.
experience your own stuff. We can always share it with each other and share.
You can put
Like,
mementos in the scrapbook, but I mean, like reflecting on your time there and the things you did and experience and learn, like, that part can be separate. But I do love the idea of, because you're always trying new things when you're on vacation. You're kind of a different person a lot of the time when you're
yeah,
on vacation. So it's like to remember that part of you and kind of bring that back by, reading your journal and documenting the experience, I think is very powerful for sure.
Sandy said,
Oh,
awesome, Alex. Thailand was my first backpacker experience a lifetime
oh,
ago.
that's great.
And sorry, is your wife's name Alex also? Yes, we're both Alex. She's Alex with an I. So we were joking that if we had a kid, we'd have to name it Alex with a Y or something like that. But yeah, surprisingly, it doesn't really hang us up at all. Like I mean, there'll occasionally be like a time where we'll be at your mom's house, and I'll respond, but it's usually pretty easy to tell who we're like. Even though like I feel like our hearts are very similar, we're very different people with very different interests, and so it's usually easy for me to pick out like who's you know who's talking to me versus you. But yeah, we are both Alexes, so yep, that's us.
And just
Oh,
just
my
one thing
lights just.
for Sandy, I commend you for backpacking. I wish I was that adventurous. I remember going to Thailand and meeting a lot of Australian people and people from the UK, and they take whole years off to go and travel. And it's just like that type of traveling is incredible. I only went for a couple of weeks, but if you're able to go and do it for months at a time, and that's just a whole nother level of traveling and doing, inner work and making a bunch of revelations. So very, very cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, my lights just went out in here because I set them on a timer, like the nerd I am, and so I think that's about time to close it. We are at the hour, folks. So want to say thank you so much for journaling with us this evening. This was super fun for me, super useful for me, and it was really great to hear all your commentary and stuff like that. So. Let's see, a couple bits of housekeeping. My wife over here, Alex, has decided to take it upon herself to start planning us a retreat. So she's been reaching out. We're thinking maybe Sedona. We already kind of had something in the works there, but we're wondering if that's going to be doable for most people, not just in terms of price, but in terms of like actual travel. Because when you get to, Arizona, you'd have to like actually drive somewhere, or maybe we could set up shuttles or something like that. Doesn't have to be Sedona though. So if that's something that you guys are interested, you want to come actually hang out with us in person, do some traveling, see some beautiful places, practice some self-care with some, high quality practitioners, and actually start filling out that journal. We're going to be putting something like that together, and we intend to make that a regular thing. So let us know where you want to go. Let us know what interests you and any ideas, anything that you want to experience. And let us know if you have any experience with that, because talk about unknown, right? That's something we haven't actually done before, plan a retreat together. So, that said, I know Alex has been on a bunch. She's kind of, a retreat junkie a little bit, right? You love going.
Yeah, and I can thank my mom for that. She's included me in a bunch of wonderful experiences, and it really is incredible taking that, whether it's a weekend or a week or whatever, to work on yourself and reflect. It's so powerful, and hopefully we can do it in a beautiful environment so we can all heal in nature together.
Awesome. Well, let us know if you're interested in that, and if you have any ideas, feedback, etc. The Journal Party podcast is back. We got another episode this week that is live, so go check that out if you want to hear me get silly and listen to funky journal jams together. And we've got, like I said, a new challenge that is available. We extended the 7-day daily journaling challenge. It's now 21 days, and the goal is to fill your journal. So if you try to journal but stop and start, maybe you got a journal that's sitting on a shelf somewhere, well, obviously you've been writing in a journal this evening. Well, if it's a little emptier than you'd like and you need a little bit of guidance to fill that out, check out our new Fill Your Journal challenge. I'm sure you'll see it online because we're advertising it. So drop us a line in those comments on there. And anything else you want to add, Alex?
No, I just also want to say thanks to my mom for showing up today. This is awesome.
Thanks, Mom. Good to see you. Yeah. Awesome.
It's wonderful to have her here.
Party people.
Oh, just Journal Party people, you're incredible, and I am always just so happy, and it's just a wonderful feeling to be surrounded by like-minded individuals. And yeah, that's all.
Awesome. Well, you guys really make it a party, and we are so happy and grateful for that. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening.